Today is Rosh Chodesh Nisan, the first day of the month of Nisan. We are 2 weeks from Seder night. I know everyone's getting ready, maybe a little anxious, a little nervous, a little excited. And I wanted to share with you an idea about the beginning of the Seder. Of course, we begin with Kiddush, and the next steps are about the little vegetable dipped in the salt water. And this little vegetable, it's not exactly the way that you would design a meal. You have this teeny tiny morsel of food. If you read the fine print in the Haggadah, you're actually supposed to eat less than a certain amount. It's a very small amount that you're supposed to eat. And then after eating this teeny tiny little appetizer, we wait an hour reading through these Hebrew texts before we continue with the rest of the meal. And while of course there's a lot of symbolism to this vegetable dipped in the salt water, why the tease? Why do we have to start the meal with this little morsel of food? It whets our appetite, and now you can't eat anything. You have to wait for the meal another hour or so. Why begin the Seder with this tease? I came across a beautiful answer from the Shem Mishmuel, who points out that the Jewish people in Egypt, this is how they experienced the Geula. This is how they experienced the redemption. Moshe was appointed. He speaks to God. God speaks to him at the burning bush. He returns to the Jewish people. He says, I'm going to free you from Egypt. He goes, he speaks to Paro, and Paro says no. Paro says, not only that, I'm going to make your work harder. And if you recall, at the end of Parshas Shemos, the Jewish people complained to Moshe. They say, hey, you didn't make this easier for us. You made this harder. You didn't free us. You said you were going to help us. You only made the work more difficult. This is the tease at the beginning of the Seder, to realize that sometimes redemption is one step backwards, 2 steps forwards. That we start the meal with this little tease of a little vegetable to whet our appetites and say, well, not yet. Sometimes in life, we're looking for instant results, but that's not usually the way things go. As always, I wish you all a wonderful Shabbos.